So I started my day today looking at how Target was doing. I'd like to follow the fall of Target. I've been a little disgusted with Target, we'll say. Actually, Target is one of those companies that I know they have always been on the left, but I'm looking at them now and I'm watching them as they have been basically in a little bit of a damage control. I'm pretty certain they were watching Bud Light and watching what happened with Anheuser-Busch as they rolled out their Pride Month stuff. And when we're looking at things through this whole, lens of the new world of boycotts that conservatives are finally doing, we're seeing Target take a big hit. And everything I've been looking at has indicated that. As I'm looking more into Target, I've been a little disturbed at what I'm seeing. Like as I am here happily viewing them going down today, they've already lost $10 billion, and that was as of this morning. Today, as we're closing the day, they're down, I think, another $5 or so, which is perfect. And we got to just keep at it. But I've been looking at Target. Target is far worse than what we were seeing with Bud Light. Bud Light, that it was a situation with them with it being like sort of a straw that broke the camel's back with their customer base. But with with Target, they have been one of these companies that has always been on the left. And they've always been very proud of being very leftist. And quite frankly, I think they were sitting back and watching what was going on with Bud Light. And I think they were planning for some backlash from their customer base. And they were all set and ready to go with things as things panned out. But as we're watching this, and there's already backlash, we haven't hit Pride Month, and some things have already come out about Target. The Daily Mail has reported some really, really interesting things here. I was looking through, and it seems that not only has Target been putting out the so-called pride stuff. And, this year, I mean, you don't have to look far to find out that they were putting out stuff geared towards children. We've discovered that Target has spent over $2 million in supporting a group called, I guess they call themselves GLSEN. It's GLSEN, which is the Gay, Lesbian, Straight Educational Network or something like that. And I'll talk about them in a second. But we discovered that one of Target's executives, this gentleman who is the vice president of brand management at Target, his name is Carlos Saavedra, and he is also an officer. He is the treasurer of their board of directors for this group, GLSEN. So, I mean, some people might say, well, this guy's part of this group, that's what he does in his own time. But clearly, Target has jumped on board. They've donated over $2 million to this group over the last 10 years. And this group, I'd urge you to take a look at their website and see what they do and what they're all about. They are all about providing promotional materials for teachers to use in the classroom, pushing children to basically transition, and also not only that, but keeping it from their parents. And if you go to their website, it's a little disturbing. They actually have something that really disturbed me as I was researching this and looking for it. They actually have something that says, basically telling kids how to hide their use of the website from their parents. And if you could go to it and just see it, it's really pretty sickening that they're telling kids, to clear their history after they've been on the website. But this is a company, or an organization, I should say, that is out there trying to provide materials to schools and students. I looked at some of the reading material that they have provided to schools, and let's put it this way, I will not repeat that information on my channel here. I am that disturbed by it, and it's not appropriate. Okay, but this is the gentleman right here you're seeing on the screen, Carlos Saavedra. I guess that is the face of a groomer. Apparently, he is apparently a man that needs to talk to children about sex. So that's what you get. I'm really disturbed by this. As I was researching this video, I kept getting into more and more information, and I wanted to put out a short video to you folks. And as I'm looking into this, it really is a rabbit hole. And if you start researching this, it is incredibly disturbing. How far Target is into this, with the way they have donated to this organization. And then when you start looking at everything with this organization, and this guy, and how much money they put into it, their whole point is to help teachers, to help children with being trans, but also helping them to conceal it from their parents. I mean, that's the epitome of a groomer right there, separating children from their parents. But anyway, Target really, as a company, I always knew they were leftist, but this is a whole new level. What's interesting is Target had this whole, thing ready to go. As I said, I thought they were watching Bud Light, and they seemed to be ready to go when this everything hit concerning all the backlash with Bud Light. And Target, like, as soon as there was an ounce of pushback on their Pride stuff, they immediately had this release, which I thought was really interesting, because they're talking about how they're, just trying to do this. They're going to tone things down because of their employees and their safety, and there were threats. Oddly enough, we haven't seen anything about those threats. No police reports, nothing like that. It's just those threats that are, ambiguous threats that are out there. And what seems more interesting is that they are pushing on their employees. Now, if you go to the employee Reddit page for Target, you will see that they are pushing these badges that employees can opt to wear. And this is for the non-gay employees, so they can support the LGBTQ community. It's a badge that they can wear that allegedly is the rainbow, but it seems a little off. Actually, Mrs. Gray Squirrel Patriot noticed that there was something not quite right with the color scheme here, and she has an eye for these things. It looks more like the flag for Ukraine right there, as opposed to being the rainbow. And she pointed this out to me, with the color spectrum, that yellow and blue and green don't fall in that order when you have a rainbow. She talked about this thing called Roy G. Biv, which she learned in art school. And as you can see with that, the rainbow order is not quite what we're seeing on the badge. It seems a little off. And I think what it is Target was trying to put something out there. This is a typical thing where a corporation is trying to walk down the middle. They're trying to say, oh yeah, we're with the LGBTQ XYZ, squared 23 community, but no, they are actually trying to conceal it a little bit. I think they intentionally made this badge look a little more like maybe support for Ukraine. What do you think? And so this is out there for the employees to wear, and apparently it's no secret to the employees that Target is all about their leftist stance, and they're going to jump out there and jump into it. It's I saw this one comment on the page: Target, where virtue signaling maintains priority over revenue. And that apparently is what Target is all about. I don't know what you think. Please comment and share. I'd love to hear everyone's feedback on this thing. But one other thing, before I go, I want to point out to you, it's not just enough to boycott these companies. We have to tell them we're boycotting them. We have to make sure they feel it, make sure they know it. And I urge you to call Target and tell them how you feel. If not, call them, send them an email, but you can contact them and just pass this information on to them that you are disgusted with their behavior. Again, please, by all means, continue to boycott them as a company. I know I am. I know Mrs. Gray Squirrel Patriot is boycotting them. Actually, she's somewhat heartbroken because Target was one of her favorite places to shop, and now she refuses to shop there. She is so disgusted with this behavior. So anyway, I urge everyone to continue to boycott Target, but also to let them know how you feel about this. Again, don't make threats or anything like that. The people on the other end of these calls or at the stores, these are people just earning their paycheck. But just let them know, say, hey, because of this, the company's support for these organizations, I will not be shopping there. And, pass that information on, pass this on to your friends. And in the meantime, I urge you to take a good hard look at that group, GLSEN. I guess they call themselves Glisten. I guess that's what they pronounce it as. But if you get a chance, go to their website and you'll be quite disgusted. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and please pass this on to your friends. Please leave me a comment if you like what I'm saying, and I'll be back again real soon.